as players find their individual family members who've made it down into the field. They find each other, and they put on their championship T-shirts and championship caps. And a championship well-deserved for this Seattle team, one of the most dominant defensive performances you are going to see. Final stats may not tell the final story as Seattle dominates and wins this game, their second Super Bowl championship, 29-13. Coming up, we're going to have the trophy presentation and return with more of the postgame show. You're listening to Super Bowl 60 on Westwood One.
Did you start multiple streaming subscriptions to watch football games this season? Will you use all of them once the season's done? I don't think so. Stay on top of where your money's going with Rocket Money. Rocket Money shows you all your spending, unwanted subscriptions, bills, and due dates in one place. Join over 10 million members saving up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Go to rocketmoney.com/football. That's rocketmoney.com/football.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Barbasol, the American original, just got a pick 6. That's right, 6 premium ultra-thin blades on Barbasol's new Ultra 6 Plus razors. Check them out today on Amazon and see why Barbasol's the GOAT of shaving.
Barbasol. Right now, save $16 on a pair of Rain-X Rugged XL wiper blades, plus get 2 times O rewards points only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
29-13, the final score. The Seattle Seahawks beat the New England Patriots here tonight at Levi's Stadium. The Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. Now gear up like the players on the field. Shop official championship gear now at NFLshop.com. Scott Graham with you here in Santa Clara, and Ryan Harris, who won a Super Bowl on this very field. You know what that feels like, what they're doing down there right now.
You feel like you're on fire. You're still sweating from the game, and now you go through the wormhole. Everything's different. I mean, think about just Sam Darnold, right? The narrative's changed forever. You can't talk about him the same way you could have just 3 hours ago. And to see it, and then you get to experience with your teammates this moment of just complete achievement. You have done everything you set out to do months ago. There are tears, there are hugs, there are parents. It's one of the greatest feelings on a football field in the Super Bowl.
How much of that is just a release of all of what you've done to this point, and just, I'm going to imagine your shoulders finally drop, and it's pure joy.
It's pure joy because you can finally say it. I'm a champion, and that's what happens now. Instead of saying, hey, Bob, hey, Bill, you say, hey, champ, hey, champ. Everybody's a champion down there. And the other thing, too, is you just allow yourself to think about it, because earlier, even in the game, you're thinking, hey, I'm going to get distracted if I'm thinking about being a champion and raising that trophy. I'm going to focus. I'm going to finish. And now you have the rest of your life to be a champion and to talk about things that went on in this game, those little conversations. And then there's a little bit of sadness, too, because you know with free agency coming up and the way that everybody performed, this team will never be the same.
Individual teammates are hugging one another, looking for one another, and the players from the middle of the field where they all met with their family members and began the process of getting the distribution of hats and T-shirts are now moving down to the far side where there is a stage that is set up. The players are beginning to surround it. Family members are going past the dividing line where they are allowed to go. And the big stage, which has the NFL shield as its floor, has a green set of railings around it lit up that way to signify that alternate color of the Seattle Seahawks, now Super Bowl 60 champions, the second Super Bowl in franchise history. So, in taking a look, you and I were talking as we were getting to the end of the game, and as Seattle took what seemed to be a commanding lead, you told me that this huddle offensively for Seattle, this is fun because you know you've won the game. You had that situation with the Broncos.
Yeah, and it's about similar here. Tonight it was 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and Seattle came back out, and you absolutely want to execute. And you know with time, barring some kind of miracle, you've won. And so when we had it, Peyton Manning tried to come in and give us a play call. Hey, we're going to do this. We said, absolutely not. We're celebrating right now, and we're starting with you. And one of the things, too, is you're hugging your teammates right now. You're looking for your family. And then all of a sudden people start telling you, hey, go to the stage. You never thought about going to the stage, right? You think about being a champion. You think about going home to your family and where you're from. But now you got to just, there's still some organizational things you have to do. You have to get to the stage, and then at some point you'll leave to go to the locker room. But the other thing is now a lot of the stars are on the field. I got to meet Tim Cook, who apparently comes to every Super Bowl. So you'll be like, all right, Mom, Dad, let's go. Hey, Snoop Dogg, nice to see you. I mean, it's such a strange occurrence on the field right now for all these players.
And the other thing that happens, and we're getting way ahead of ourselves for the Seahawks right now, is it's not going to end with that stage. It's not going to end with the locker room. It's not going to end with the trip home, because this celebration generally is going to go for a while, and people will say that, there's that period of time where you're being celebrated as Super Bowl champions for months and months. It's kind of hard to get back on track once you have to start playing football again.
And you don't have to think about that until you start getting to the preseason. And the one thing you do know, you don't care about sleep for the first time. You talk about athletes, right? We all want to be at our top performance. But right now, you're willing to be awake for 48 hours.
Let's join the celebration on the field. Maria Taylor of NBC Sports and NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell presenting the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Presentation of the Vince Lombardi Trophy.
Thank you, San Francisco. You've been great hosts this week. But tonight belongs to the Seahawks and the 12s. 12 is a big number tonight. It was 12 years ago tonight you won your last Super Bowl trophy. So the 12s dominate. Jody, to you and your organization, to John, to Coach, to your entire organization, these great players, congratulations on the Super Bowl win. Take it back to Seattle. You're Super Bowl champs.
Congratulations, Jody. I don't think the 12s will ever stop cheering. But when you walked up here, you said this has been a magical season. What does it mean to be taking this trophy back to the city of Seattle?
It truly has been a magical season, from the very first game to tonight here in Santa Clara. Thank you so much for hosting us. I have to thank all the 12s that are here with us. All the 12s at watch parties everywhere, and all the 12s around the world. Yes!
And Jody, I'm sure not enough great things can be said about the job of John Schneider and Mike McDonald. How would you describe how they orchestrated this season?
Right. I have to thank the organization led by John Schneider, and of course the team, the players. We love you guys. We love the legends, led by Mike McDonald.
I love it. Let's go ahead and pass the trophy back to Mike McDonald. Come on up, Coach. He wants to bring the players up with him, and that's fine. You know, Mike, what I think is crazy about the story is when I sat down with you, you said during training camp, I knew we could end up here holding this trophy. I just need to know what confidence you had in these men that are standing right here in front of you to lead you believe you'd be going home with the Lombardi Trophy.
I had 100% confidence. We got the best team. 12 is one, mob ties. We got the best fans in the world, 12s. Look how many 12s are in this stadium right now. We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other. And now we're world champions.
You know, Mike, it's just your second year as a head coach. You're calling the defensive plays, and the dark side showed up in a big way for you. How would you describe what they were able to execute on the defensive side of the ball tonight?
They just made a decision. They're going to play a certain way. They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books. We love our players. Look, they made it happen. They made it come to life, and we won the game.
And hey, I know you don't like to talk about yourself that much, but just describe for a guy who almost walked away from coaching, was going to be in corporate America, in his second season, you now have a Lombardi trophy in your hand. What does this moment mean?
I believe God called me to be a coach, and I listened to him, and I thank him. And we are incredibly blessed to be Seahawks, to be 12s, and now we're world champions.
Congratulations again, Coach. I want to bring up the Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you know, Kenneth, this moment is funny because I heard you barely even want to break down the huddle. So now you got to talk on the microphone after winning a Super Bowl championship. But what was going through your mind and the mentality that you had to make sure that you were powering this offense throughout the game tonight?
First and foremost, I want to thank God for this, blessing to be here. Also, I want to thank my brothers. This don't happen without them. We went through a lot of adversity this season, but we came together and we stuck together, and, that's what we got.
Congratulations, Kenneth.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, I want to bring up the quarterback.
Hey, shout out to the 12s.
Shout out to the 12s. Now, last but not least, I want to bring up Sam Darnold, your Super Bowl winning quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. Sam, I think you just completed one of the greatest redemption stories we've ever seen in football. Your fifth team in 8 seasons. What gave you the belief, the will to know that you could stand up here on this stage holding this trophy?
It's easy. My teammates and my coaches, they've believed in me ever since the beginning of OTA's training camp. And that was our mindset. Every single day we came to work. And, hey, I got to shout out our offensive line, our tight ends, our receivers, and, of course, the running backs for everything that they did tonight. It was special in the run game. But our defense, man, hey, 12s, make some noise for our defense.
Hey, listen, with all the ups and downs that come from a season, when you saw the confetti coming down, first thing that went through your mind?
We did it. That was it, man. It was, it's been such a special journey with these guys. So much hard work that's been poured into this, and that's it. It was just a job well done.
Job well done, Seattle Seahawks. Congratulations, Sam Darnold, Mike McDonald, John Schneider, Jody Allen, Kenneth Walker, your Super Bowl MVP. Congratulations, 12s. Continually celebrate this one.
And so the celebration from down on the field, Maria Taylor talking it over with Sam Darnold right there, talking it over with Kenneth Walker, the first running back to win MVP in a Super Bowl since Terrell Davis back in Super Bowl 32. Talking it over with a head coach who was clearly satisfied with the job that his team did. And, you're talking about a guy, Mike McDonald, who is not normally very outwardly effervescent. You could see that type of release we were talking about right there because his team did everything that he asked it to do. This is a coach that at one point in the middle of training camp ran a 20-play drive.